Hi, my name is Erin Evans, and today we'll move through the second series of Ashtanga Yoga. The second series translates as Nadi Shodhana, which means nerve cleansing. There are many back bends, headstands, some leg behind the head transitions, and other very fun postures. So get on your mat, take your last sip of water, fix your underwear, and let's do this. And we'll start at the top of our mats in Samastitihi. Close your eyes and take a couple moments to land in the physical you, the localized you. Begin to deepen the pranayama of the breath. And perhaps you offer up the practice to someone or something. Surya Namaskara A, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step walk, float back, low push up. Drag your pelvis to your wrists, eyes up. Slide back, downward dog. So there are 3 tools in the yogi's toolkit. The first, the lift in the pelvic floor. The second, the placement of the eyes, so where you put your gaze. And lastly, the big inhales matched with exhales. Completing your exhale, eyes forward, top of the mat. Lengthen. Bow. Stretch up, reach up. Release the arms. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step walk, fly back, low push up. Roll it open, lift the heart. Slide back, downward dog. So in Sanskrit, the word santosha translates as contentment. What it truly means is that we meet each moment without an aversion, without an addiction. Completing your exhale, eyes forward, top of the mat. Lengthen. Fold in, lift the pelvic floor. Stand up, reach up. Release the arms. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step walk, float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha, slide back, long lines. So as the body starts to open, there is a little more space that can be taken up. Right now, you might smear your feet on the ground and take up a little more room. Hollow your belly, eyes forward, top of the mat. Lengthen. Bow. Stand tall, quads up, reach up. Release the arms. Surya B, bending into the knees, Utkatasana. Uttanasana, chest to thighs. Ardha, lengthen. Step walk, float back, lower. Spinal extension, go up. Take it back. The right foot steps, Vira A, enter. Exit, palms plant, back to lower. Urdhva Mukha. Adho Mukha. Left foot steps, Vira A, up. Down, palms plant, back to lower. Lift it up, chin up. Slide back, downward dog. Do you see what you're looking at? And then what about the weight distribution through all 10 of the digits? The second series translates as nerve cleansing. Hollow your belly, eyes forward, top of the mat. Lengthen. Fold. Sit low, arms up. Samastitihi. Bend your knees, Utkatasana. Uttanasana, chest to thighs. Ardha, lengthen. Chaturanga Dandasana, fly back, lower. Roll it open, lift the chest. Slide it back. Step your right foot forward, Vira A, palms kiss. Let it go, palms plant, back to lower. Urdhva Mukha up. Adho Mukha back. Left foot steps, Vira A, peak. Let it go, fingers wide, back to lower. Drag it open. Slide it back. So the idea is that when one day we find contentment, up dog to down dog, back bend to leg behind the head, then off the mat and in the world, there may be a quality of harmony and balance, ease and grace. Hollow your belly, eyes forward, top of the mat. Lengthen. Bow. Sit low, palms touch. Samastitihi. Last one, Utkatasana. Uttanasana, forehead to shins. Ardha. Chaturanga Dandasana, sail back and lower. Urdhva over the toes. Adho, hips high. Right foot steps, low lunge, high heart. Palms plant, bottom low, chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha. Adho Mukha, left foot steps, knee forward, belly back, up. Hands plant, chaturanga Dandasana. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Hello, how are you? Take up way more space. Charge the arms, charge the belly. Hollow your belly, eyes forward, top of the mat. Lengthen. Bow in. Sit low, Utkatasana. Samastitihi. Catch your waist, feet, hip distance. Lift the chest, Padangustasana, catch your toes. Inhale, clear the belly, eyes forward. Exhale, fold. Tip the weight ever so slightly forward and then utilize the arms to drop the spine. Inhale, lengthen. Bend your knees and slide your hands under your feet. Padahastasana, look up. Fold in, the head hangs heavy. Tip the weight forward, spine falls. Using the physical body to pull yourself into this moment. Inhale, lengthen. Catch your waist, stand up, Samastitihi. Step up to the right, Trikonasana. Slide the hips, catch the big toe, left arm up. So the gazing point, the drishti, is on that thumbnail in the sky, ensuring that the toes aren't gripping. A big inhale picks you up, right toes in, left toes forward. Trikonasana, glide, slide, and land. Moving from posture to posture with ease. It isn't only the posture that matters, it's the space between, the transitions. A big inhale lifts you up, catches the waist to face the right leg. Parvrita Trikonasana, sitting bones back. Plant your left palm to the pinky toe edge and swivel the heart open. Inhale from tip of the tail to crown of the head. Exhale, rotate. A big inhale picks you up to face the opposite leg. Catch the waist, go back, plant the right palm, roll the chest, pivot the heart, eyes on the thumb. Lifting the pelvic floor, a subtle scissoring of the legs. Eyes down, a big inhale picks you up and steps you to the top. A bigger step out with the right foot, Uttita Parsvottanasana, elbow to knee or palm plants as that left arm extends. The connection between your bicep and your knee is intentional. And your eyes, it's like you're looking at a sunset or a brand new baby. Soft. A big inhale lifts you up, opposite side, lunge. Plant the elbow or knee, right arm up and over. This is a rhetorical question, but what's happening in the low belly is telling you if the connection between the feet and the pelvis is turned on. A big inhale lifts you up, Parvrita Parsvottanasana, face the back leg, drop your knee. Reach your left arm up, hook it over, the hands might open, you might work a prayer, full extension, back foot drops. Inhale for length and exhale spins the heart. Inhale, length, exhale, spins the heart. Eyes down, a big inhale lifts you, pivots you the opposite way, drops the knee. Lift the right arm up, hook it over, hands to prayer, maybe they open, and the arm might extend, the heel might drop. So we take these poses and then we do the opposite. Bringing the body back through neutral, homeostasis. Eyes down, a big inhale lifts you, 5-pointed star, top of the mat. Prasarita series, step out with the right, pigeon toe the feet, catch the waist, look up. Exhale, fold, hands down. Inhale, lengthen. Fold forward, tip the pelvis over top of the toes, and maybe put your head on the ground. What about the alignment of your kneecaps? So the brain, all it wants to do is think. So we're going to circumvent the meaning maker by giving it something to think about. Your kneecaps, your breath. Inhale, lengthen. Catch the waist. Stand up. Arms float open, B. Catch the waist, elbows squeeze together, chest up. Fold, head down. Anchor through the crown of the head, elbows tight. Mula Bandha, so the pelvic floor is going to give a rotation to the sitting bones. The flying lock will give you stability and safety. A big inhale stands you up. Arms float like wings of an eagle. Intertwine the fingers, chin up, bow forward, Prasarita Padottanasana C. What's the quality of the breath? Like waves on the sand, washing away footprints and any imperfections in the sand. Let the breath do the same. An ironing out. A big inhale stands you up. Arms float open, catch the waist. Lift your chin, hands down the legs, catch your big toes. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold, crown of the head to the floor, elbows wide. Give me more intention through the grip in the hands and softness through the eyes and the face. Inhale, lengthen. Catch your waist. Stand up. Samastitihi. Take a prayer behind the back. Step out with your right foot. Pivot to face the right foot. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold, sitting bones wide, chin to shin. Inhale, find space, and exhale, depth. Inhale, space, exhale, depth. A big inhale stands you up, pivots you to face the opposite leg. Inhale, look up. Exhale, dive, chin to shin. Notice where the eyes have fallen, and we want to commit the eyes to a spot of our choice. So it's not willy-nilly, it's pretty accurate. An inhale picks you up, 5-pointed star, top of the mat. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Lengthen. Step walk, fly back, chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha over the toes. Adho Mukha back. Step walk, float to the top, Pashasana, we enter second. Knees drop forward, hook your right elbow over your left knee. Some of you might bind around the right knee joint, maybe both of the knee joints. Opposite side, Pashasana. Maneuver the digestive tract, tangle up the arms or hands to prayer. Eyes down. This is a handstand hop vinyasa. You can pop the hips up and float back. Ride the inhale. Ride the exhale through to a seat, Crown Chasana. Take your left leg back and then round the pelvis and glue the right knee to the chest or catch the foot. Pull the foot way far back and then counter with a big, wide open heart. Inhale, lengthen. Release the shape. It's a vinyasa or a dandasana. Coming all the way through to the other side. Take the right leg, tuck it back, move the meat of the calf, glue the left knee to the chest, and maybe extend the leg. So we see a very similar posture in primary series, but the leg is on the ground. But with the leg lifted, what's the difference in the body? What do you notice? Inhale, lengthen. Release the shape, vinyasa, and we'll end up on our bellies. Shifting the weight forward to come all the way down onto the belly, Shalambhasan A and B. Tops of the hands to the earth, lift up. So now we follow a line of back bends. Plant the palms, squeeze the elbows together, Shalambhasan B, legs higher. Let your breath move through you, especially in the sticky places. Release the chest. It's either cheek to one side or a vinyasa. We'll end up on our bellies for Bakasana, frog pose. Let your feet flop out to the side. You might take one foot at a time. Otherwise, catch the feet, flip the fingers, and work your heels outside your hips. And release. It's cheek to one side or a vinyasa. Dhanurasana bow pose from our bellies. Bending the knees. Catching a hold of the ankles. Lift up, big, open chest, strong legs. And release again, cheek to one side or a vinyasa. One more back bend from our bellies, Parsvadhanurasana, side bow. Bend your knees, catch your ankles, rise up. Rock over, right shoulder, right hip, eyes follow your baseboards. Knees pull together, eyes back. 3, 2, 1. Zipper through center, opposite side. Squeeze the knees, ears back, throat open. Zipper through center, lift up, strong legs. Little bit higher, let's hold it. 3, 2, 1, and release. Meet me in downward facing dog. 3 back bends from our knees, Ustrasana camel. Drop to the knees, catch the waist. You might point your toes. Take the pelvis forward. As you go back, you might catch your heels. Take the pelvis forward. Feel the toes and the way they hug the earth. All the way up. You could sit back or vinyasa. We'll be on our knees again for Legu Vidrasana or Ustrasana. So do what you just did, or track the glutes and the hamstrings and get your head to the floor or a block. Little thunderbolt or camel. All the way up. It's a vinyasa, or settle on the knees for a moment as we prepare for one last back bend on the knees. Repeat what you've done, or Kapotasana. Dun, 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 dun. Set yourself up. Live in the legs. And come all the way out, downward facing dog, and we'll come all the way through to a seat. So this next pose is done in a partnership. So for today, we'll take a seat in a cross-legged or a lotus position. So cross-legged, half lotus, full Padmasana. Reach the hands behind the back, catch your elbows or your toes. And then moving the neck, look back and come through center. Eyes back, come through center. Do that 3 more times. Look back, look forward, look back, look forward, look back, look forward, release the posture, vinyasa or downward facing dog. So we jump into crow, but the first time around, you jump your feet behind your wrists and then come into crow. So eyes forward, little hop, and set yourself into Bakasana crow. Lift your feet up off the floor. Start to squeeze the toes together. So we see crow in primary series, but for literally 1 breath transition. 2, 1, float back, lower, open the heart, eyes up, and back. So Bakasana crow pose 1 more time, and you can sail into it from handstand or that kind of jumping to catch the crow when you're ready. Bakasana crow 1 more time. Big, full breath. Float back. Ride your inhale. all the way back, down dog, all the way through to a seat, coming into Ardha Matsyendrasana. It's the left leg that threads under and the right leg that steps over. So take the right leg on top, spin the right hand behind the back, catch your elbow. Some of you might even catch the arch of the foot. Spin your eyes, spin your heart. Eyes forward, untangle, vinyasa or dandasana. All the way back through Ardha Matsyendrasana. Step the left foot over. Spin the right hand behind the back, left hand behind the back. The right hand could catch the arch of the foot. So this is the way in which we clear the spine after the back bends. Eyes forward, untangle, vinyasa or dandasana. One more seated twist. Just for the record, I did the first one, which is supposed to be the second, but anyway. Take your left leg, thread it back, Bharadvadrasana. Take the right leg, it's a half lotus or it touches the thigh. Spin the right hand behind the back to catch the foot or the floor. Eventually, that left hand threads under the knee as you spin your eyes. Eyes forward, untangle, vinyasa or dandasana. One more seated twist, all the way through. Take the right leg, thread it back. Take the left leg, cross it over. You might spin the left hand behind the back. Some of you might catch the lotus toe and spin your eyes. Every inhale pulls the navel center back. Every exhale rolls the chest for 3. 2. 1. The eyes come forward, untangle, vinyasa or dandasana. So we work into Ren's favorite part, which is the leg behind the head stuff, but modify to make it work. So some of you might even like to do it on your back. Lift your right leg up and rock the hip. So this might be as far as you get, and that's perfectly fine. Some of you might take your foot over your shoulder, and that could be as far as you get, might be good enough. Some of you might tuck that foot behind the head. Wherever you are, we'll pick it up. So you might hook your knee on your arm, pick it up 5, point your toes 4, 3, 2, 1, release, and let's bow forward. So you might have your leg behind the head, you might have it over your shoulder. Rise all the way up. Release the posture, no vinyasa. Plant the palms, take a moment. Other side, pick the other leg up, rock the hip. Maybe that's the place. Some of you will do it on your back. Some of you might cross it over the shoulder. Some might cross it behind the head. Wherever you are, let's pick it up. Hook your knee, point your toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your bottom and we'll fold forward. Whether the knee is over the shoulder or over the head. Rise all the way up and vinyasa or dandasana. So you could pick it up to flow, extend your legs and wait. So for Dvipada Shirshasana, we'll do it on our backs. It's traditionally done upright, but we'll play on our backs. So come down and then take a happy baby. So catch the ankles, rock side to side. Some of you might start to play with tucking that right foot behind the head and then maybe work that left foot behind the right ankle. You might switch ankles behind the head. The bum is nice and high. Slowly untangle this. You might take a chakrasana, a backwards roll, or you'll rock up to take a vinyasa, and we'll meet in downward dog. So you might like a strap. We'll play with TT Basin A and B, and we'll walk. So eventually you jump straight into TT Basin. Otherwise, step or jump your feet around your wrists, make a shelf, TT Basin, squeeze those legs together. So again, we see this pose in the primary series for like a millisecond. And now in second, we actually visit it twice for 5 breath holds each time. Drop your feet. Option to hang out here or start to walk the feet toward each other and catch a bind behind the back. So perhaps that's with a strap. Gaze up toward the ceiling. This is the leg burning part. For today, let's take 4 steps back. Right, left, right, left. Come forward, left, right, left, right. Untangle the arms and catch behind the head like you're doing crunches. Gaze up toward the ceiling. Start to straighten the legs. 3, 2, 1. Sit back, TT Basin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Vinyasa. Feet back, up, down. Okay. Child's pose, dolphin pose, or forearm stand. Bring your elbow joints to the earth. Pincha Mayurasana. We do this pose 2 times. The first time, it's legs up to the ceiling. The body is one gorgeous line. Tone the glutes, own the feet. Beautiful, come down. It's a vinyasa or child's pose. One more time, pincha, and then the option is to take a lotus pose for Karnanavasana. So you might take child's, you might take pincha and tangle the legs. You might lower down, tap the backs of the arms, lift back up. Untangle, it's a vinyasa or a downward facing dog. Peacock posture, so if you want to work it from the ground, work it from the ground. Otherwise, step your feet around your wrists. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Touch your pinky fingers together, reach up. And exhale, fold, plant the palms. Inhale, lengthen. Step or jump your feet back, hook your elbows under your ribs, maybe pick it up, peacock. Inhale, up dog. Down dog. Flip your palms, downward dog. Okay, this one's nuts. Eyes forward, top of the mat. Lengthen. Bow. Stand up, look up. Release the arms, Nakrasana, crocodile posture. Go to the middle of your mat. So we'll jump straight into chaturanga. Our bum is what's gonna pop us up. We're gonna pop forward 1, 2, 3. We're gonna hop back 1, 2, 3, up dog, down dog. What's the worst that could happen? Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Jump, chaturanga. Come forward 1, 2, 3. Come back 1, 2, 3. Up dog. Down dog. Eyes forward, step walk, float to the top. Lengthen. Bow. Stand up, reach up. Release the arms for horse pose. You can work it without a half lotus and you would lower your knee like a Russian dancer. Bring your feet hip distance. Take your right leg, fold it up, half lotus or tree. You can catch your big toe to fold in. So you know this pose, we did it in primary. Then untangle the arms and drop the knee to the ground. So this is where you might tuck your foot back like a dancer. Stand up on the knees. Elbows up, thread the left arm under, horse pose. So traditionally how this is done is we vinyasa and put the other foot into lotus and jump forward into horse on the other side. We'll do that another day, but for today we'll just switch it from standing. Untangle the arms. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Stand up. Release the pose. Take a moment. Other side, horse pose on the right leg. Left leg up, half lotus. Catch the foot. Fold, we've been here. And then you can drop the knee, whether you step your foot back or lower the knee and fan the right foot forward. Arms up, thread the opposite arm under, Garudasana, eagle arms. Untangle the arms, flip the toes forward, maybe catch the lotus toe, lengthen. Exhale. Rise all the way up, release the shape, samastitihi. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step walk, fly back, chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha over the toes, downward dog. Through to a seat for gate pose. Maybe different than you know. So take your left leg, tuck it back. Open your pelvis to the long edge of your mat, and then reach the right hand in for the inner edge of the foot, left arm up and over. Try to anchor the sitting bone back. Release the shape, vinyasa, dandasana, and come all the way through. Are we back to the opposite side, gate pose? Take the other leg, tuck it back. Walk your left hand down the inner edge of the left leg, right arm up and over. Use the bottom elbow to leverage the top shoulder open. Rise all the way up, release the shape, and take a vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Jump onto the knees for Gomukhasana. Take your right leg across and tuck your left knee under. So this is a little bit different than what you've likely done before. You're actually going to sit on your heel. So attempting to sit back on the right heel. So you're going to feel like your calves are sausages, and the sausages just have like too much meat in them. Maybe stay just the way you are, or reach your left arm up, drop it down the back, and thread the opposite arm through to catch the arms, the eyes are up. So they're called marma points in the body. It translates as killing points. And then there are these little baskets of intensity. But over time, as we put our feet, our legs, our shins in these ways, the pain no longer exists because we get used to it. The marma point fades. Untangle the arms. This is a handstand hop, vinyasa, or extend back, downward dog. Jump onto the knees. Cross the right knee over the left. And then again, you're going to attempt to sit on that left heel and then put the opposite hand on top. And this is how I imagine Beyonce sleeps. Reaching the right arm up, or stay as you are, urge it down the back, and maybe thread the opposite arm through, tangle the hands. Scan your face. When we're doing a sequence we're not familiar with, it's kind of interesting to see the way the brain works. Does it love it? Does it feel confused? Untangle the shape. It's a little handstand hop, vinyasa. So this next pose, we end up in Bharadvadrasana, a seated twist, and we enter it from a rock and roll. So come through to a seat, and I'll show it to you without the rock and roll. So take your left leg back, you did it before. The right foot will touch the knee and you'll spin. Otherwise, you're gonna rock over onto your shoulders, taking a shoulder stand. Take your right leg into half lotus, maybe catch the toe, roll over the arm, take the knee back, and catch your bind. Yasuka. Asuka, that was awesome. And then eventually that leg tucks a little quicker, eyes over the shoulder. Eyes forward, vinyasa, or extend those legs out in front to switch sides. Again, we can enter it from a rock and roll, all the way down onto the back, toes overhead, left leg in a half lotus, and then roll on the back of the arm, the leg tucks back, thread your palm under your knee, eyes over the back shoulder. What about the sitting bones? Could you put pressure in both of them? Eyes forward, untangle, vinyasa, or downward facing dog. So the last sequence of postures are 7 headstands. And pick them off one by one. You might just do the same one the whole way through. Our first headstand is that tripod headstand. So palms are shoulder distance apart. Find that spot for the head, float up. So some of you might just want to play over the next 5 times 7 breath. I will cue the arm positions for our headstands. This is a vinyasa or come down child's. Second headstand, the arms are in front of you. So you can lower to your head, the palms face up, the hands, the arms are straight, the legs float up. Tone the glutes. Use the fingernail side of the hand, that's unusual. 3, 2, 1. Flip the hands, it's a vinyasa or a sit back. The third headstand, the arms are out to the side. Lower your head, walk it in, hands are wide, palms down or fingers tented. Flip your palms, it's a vinyasa or sit back. Our fourth headstand is traditional. Intertwine the fingers, elbows tight, head down, hug the head, legs up, firm the legs. Tell me about your abdomen and tell me about doing a headstand that you feel comfortable with after doing ones that might be a little unusual. Flip your hands or come down. Vinyasa. Fifth headstand, dropping down onto the elbows, doing kind of a Pincha Mayurasana arm. So the head is in between the elbow and the wrist joint. Legs sail up. Tone the glutes, reach through the toes. 3, 2, 1. You might flip the palms or come down. The 6th headstand, elbows in front of the face. Catch the creases of the elbows. Head is in front and lift up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe flip the palms or come down. Last headstand, and this one is the hardest, I think. You might like a wall. So you catch the meat of your trap, so the upper neck, kind of the big meat above the shoulders. Elbows are in front of the face as you rise up. Fingers kind of fanning up the shoulders. Legs active. Eyes set. You might flip the palms to come out of this or come down. All the way through to a seat and onto your back for back bends. Now we close. Come down. Walk your feet nice and tight towards your bottom. This is little bridge or full wheel. Come all the way up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down. All the way up. Little bridge, full wheel up. Come down. Come up. Last one, Urdhva Dhanurasana, full wheel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Hug your knees to your belly, rock up, Paschimottanasana, a forward bend. Let your body cascade forward. Let it be sweet. And really genuinely ask yourself, like, what is the state of your mind right now? Because it'll kind of tell you a little bit about the point of second series. For me, I feel a bit like my nerves are fried. I feel a bit like wild. You might feel calm and anchored. Rising all the way up, it's either a vinyasa or lie on your back for Sarvangasana shoulder stand. But know the options, because if the neck is tender, take your legs up the wall or just up for Viparita Karani. Otherwise, the fingers, lift those legs up, catch the upper back, send your gorgeous little meat sticks to the ceiling.
moving to halasana plow, toes overhead, intertwine the fingers, tops of the feet to the earth. Bending the knees, block out the sound of my voice, Karna Pidasana, deaf man's pose. Mula Bandha, pelvic floor up. Rise all the way up, take a diamond or a lotus. If you feel comfortable, extend the arms so you're taking an Urdhva Padmasana. And then tuck the knees toward the belly, Pindasana, embryo. Wrap your arms around your knees. Untangle the arms, come down for fish pose. So if you have a lotus, you'll keep it and you'll catch your toes and work your knees down. Otherwise, the heels are on the ground, the elbows are on the ground, your spine is up, but the crown of the head roots down. Open your chest. The opposite of what we just did. So we closed the throat and now we open it. Lift your legs up, lift your arms up, fingers touch, palms touch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way down. It's Chakrasana, a backwards roll, or rock up and set yourself up for Shirshasana. But Erin, we already did it 7 times. I don't care. Set yourself up, elbows tight. Anchor through the head. So you have never prepped your body like this because today is different than any other day you've ever lived. It might feel that life is static, but life is ever changing and moving, and so are you. So approach your headstand with awe. So we use repetition in asana to make the mundane, the seemingly mundane, sacred, so that life continues to amaze us. Back in the day when there was medicine men and shamans and medicine people, they didn't say that illness was a pathology. They didn't give it a title. They said it was a loss of the soul. And what they meant by that was a loss of enthusiasm, of awe, of excitement. Some of you might have a pike in your practice. You might point your toes, slide your bottom back. All the way up. And all the way down for child's pose. Sit back. Without shifting your hands, notice what they're doing. And pay attention to that throughout the day, because when the hand is in a fist, whether we know it or not, the body language is closed and maybe a little bit of anger. So pay attention to your hands when you're not using them. And when you're ready, it's either a vinyasa or come through to a seat for our final 3 poses. Cross-legged, half lotus or full padmasana. Sweep the hands behind the back, just like that Vajrasana where we were dipping back one day. I'll sit on your knees and we'll do that. Inhale, lengthen, and fold forward, chin to the earth. Come all the way up and extend your arms like a fragrant flower. If you watch the way flowers grow in the wild, they have crossover and there's all these different colors. They smell different, they look different. Each one so beautiful in their own right. Imagine that your great-grandmother was like watching you the way only a grandmother can, with such love. And then press the palms down into the earth and pick your lotus up off the pond for 30 seconds. Let's go. So if your chin is down, honestly, pay attention to the neck also throughout the day. That's 15 seconds. Lift nice and high. And release. Take a vinyasa and lie on your back. Savasana, corpse pose. So when it's time to die, may you have said everything you needed to say. May you have done everything you needed to do. In shamanism, they often will wear a skull on their right shoulder, a human skull, to remind them how close they are to death. Moment to moment, day to day, how close this dance between life and death really is. So let's cherish this moment. May you be of service to life
and may life be of service to you. Take an inhale. One more. Move your fingers and toes. Stretch your arms long overhead, point the toes, extend the legs. Tuck your knees towards your belly. Roll to the right. And come to a seat. So it's almost like we go to battle in the yoga practice, like we're kind of figuring out where the edginess of our personality is. And we do that so that then we go out into the world and we find that santosha, that grace, that acceptance of what is. What will be, hands to your heart. Close your eyes and seal the practice. May all beings everywhere be happy and at peace, and may my words, actions, and deeds contribute to those beings in some way. Lifting our eyes to each other. Have a sweet day, and thank you for sharing your practice.